from Castaway Kitchen, and I want to thank the Feedfeed for having me here today. I always love taking over their Snapchat and making yummy things with you guys. Thank you, Feedfeed. When I awoke, I was covered in sand. Okay, so we're gonna start with the pie crust, and I'm gonna do something a little different. We're adding some pecans, because how awesome is pumpkin pie with a pecan crust? So I've added about half a cup of pecans to the food processor, and I'm just gonna pulse them together, and then I'm gonna add the flours in next. Usually this recipe calls for cold lard for the crust, but I didn't have any, so what I did is I froze ghee in little ice cube trays. Just pop out the little chunks and stick them in there. And so I'm using ghee because I can't do lactose or casein, so that's safe for me, but you can use butter too. Oh yeah, so this is the wet sand look. See, it's like sticky. So now we're gonna add in an egg and a tablespoon of cold water. So I removed the ball of dough from the food processor. I'm gonna wrap it up and let it chill for a few minutes, then roll it out.
Oh dear, I'm a deer. I saw that yesterday. I thought it was hilarious. Okay, put the dough in the freezer just to expedite the process. Let's make this filling.
So we're gonna make it in the blender. I've got my ingredients all ready to go. So I have my pumpkin roasted, and I will show you that. See, I roasted my squash yesterday. Seed it, cut it, seed it, rub it down in oil, 350 to 400 for 30 to 45 minutes, and that should do it. So this is the easy part. I'm just dumping my pumpkin, my persimmon, my dates, my coconut milk, all my wet ingredients in here first. Not the eggs though, because like cheesecake, if you over blend your eggs, it's just gonna break. So I've still got my spices, my gelatin, and my eggs to go. But let's puree this first. Try and resist the urge to do this. So good. Let's add in the spices and the gelatin, blend it again, and then it is a good idea to taste it at this point, because if your pumpkin and persimmon weren't that sweet, then you might want to add a little bit of maple syrup or honey to the pie. So I've lowered the speed of the blender, and now I'm going to add in the eggs. Just until they're combined. Okay, beautiful thick filling done, and now we're going to roll out this dough. So I've dusted my disc and I'm rolling it out between two sheets of parchment paper. Paleo dough is not as friendly as wheat, like flour dough, so. Okay, doing some damage control here because this thing broke apart when I flipped it on into the baking sheet, but that's fine because honestly, with some moist hands, you can just come in and kind of. So yeah, don't freak out if your paleo pie crust looks like a disaster. As long as you can mold it and it's not too dry, use your fingers, shape it, make it pretty, then bake. You see, look at that. So we're gonna poke some holes, and now we're gonna bake this at 400 for 10 minutes. And during those 10 minutes, since my filling's already done, I'm gonna take advantage and do some other kind of damage control. Okay, much better, right? Kitchen clean, and pie crust is almost done, but I wanna show you these guys while we wait. These delicious chocolate chip cookies. These cookies are low carb paleo cookies, mostly made of almond butter, with brown sugar truvia and dark chocolate, and they're super delicious and easy to make with like simple ingredients. Oh, that's the pie crust. Recipes on the blog, thecastawaykitchen.com, as well as this pie recipe. Beautiful, look at that. You see, even disastrous break apart pie crust can be salvaged. There is hope. So we're gonna bring the oven down to 350. I like to give it a little crack. Pie crust is under the fan, cooling off. Oh wait, I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna set up my picture for this. Luckily I have a rustic wooden coffee table, which helps. But we're gonna do something like this. Okay. Let's do this. Beautiful. I'm gonna get the spatula and clear all that out. Okay, we poured all of this in, every last bit. Isn't that beautiful? And now it's going to the oven for 30 minutes. So the pie's in the oven. I want to tell you really quick about my blog. It's all about low carb, healthy, AIP, Whole30 paleo recipes, which have changed my life. Almost there, guys. Let's take a peek. Ooh, looking good. And she's done. Here we go. So the pie does need to cool to room temperature before being cut into. So I will do a slice review. But I'm out of here, so if you want to see a slice reveal, check out my Instagram or my Snapchat later. Thank you so much, Feedfeed. Thank you, Feedfeed, for having me. If you want to take over the Feedfeed Snapchat and make some delicious stuff on here, just send them a snap and they'll hook you up. Bye, guys.